welcome to On the Phone with Phyllis. A special weekend celebrating the talent, legacy, and spirit of legendary North Carolina musician Nina Simone is scheduled for August the 16th through the 18th, 2019, in collaboration with the North Carolina Museum of Art, Come Hear NC, the North Carolina African American Heritage Commission, the North Carolina Arts Council, and the National Trust for Historic Preservation. On the phone with Phyllis now is Angela Thorpe, Director of the North Carolina African American Heritage Commission, and Carly P. Jones, the Music Director for the North Carolina Arts Council. Welcome, and thank you for being on the phone with me this morning.
Thank you for having us.
So first I would like to ask, and I am going to go with, start with Carly, and if you could tell me a little bit of the history of how this collaboration came into being.
Certainly, yes. So Angela and I both work within the Department of Natural and Cultural Resources for the state of North Carolina. So both of our agencies, Angela is the director of the African American Heritage Commission, and I'm the music director at the North Carolina Arts Council. And both of those agencies are within the same department. So we're colleagues. And Nina Simone, it means so much to both of us as young Black women, as she does to so many Black women throughout the country. And we came about this opportunity from the work of the National Trust for Historic Preservation, which is the national organization that leads the work around preservation of our national treasures, as you spoke of earlier, and other historic spaces. And I'm sure we'll get into, there's a very long backstory on how the Nina Simone home actually was saved, which is actually a very inspirational story that involves 4 different artists from New York pulling their money together to save Nina Simone's home. And the home, a lot of people don't know that Nina Simone is from North Carolina, and that not just that, but that she's from the western part of the state, and from Tryon, North Carolina. And so the Trust last year actually pulled us in as partners to assist with awareness programming.
Now, excuse me, when you say trust, this is the National Trust for Historic Preservation.
Yes, the National Trust for Historic Preservation. Last year, as you mentioned, actually made sure that the Nina Simone home was designated a national treasure, and it was truly a historical moment for our country and for our state. And after that, the National Trust of Historic Preservation pulled us in as partners to help with awareness programming about the home, because now it needs to be rehabilitated. Now we need to actually make sure that the structure can stay standing and can serve as a place out west in North Carolina dedicated to African Americans and to Nina Simone's legacy. And so the first step of that is rehabilitating the home. So Angela and I got together with another partner, the North Carolina Museum of Art, which is another agency within the Department of Natural and Cultural Resources. And we have put together multiple legs of what we call awareness programming. So going throughout the state and making sure that folks know that Nina Simone is one of North Carolina's daughters.
Yes.
and also about her home and what folks can do to do their part in making sure that her legacy is continued. And so Angela and I thought, well, who would be the best person? We wanted to do a tribute concert because we thought, what better way to tell Nina Simone's story but through music? She's this iconic civil rights activist, but also this incredible musician. And it also happens to be the perfect timing. The North Carolina Arts Council is in the midst of our year-long campaign celebrating North Carolina musicians.
Okay.
This year was designated the Year of Music by our Governor Roy Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
And from that, we have branded a campaign called Come Here, North Carolina, HEAR. It's a play on words.
Yes. Come
Here, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And so we thought, well, this is a perfect time because here's this statewide initiative that our department is already leading around music. And so we've tied it to that campaign. And so we thought, who would be the best person to bring for a tribute concert? Mm-hmm. And Lisa Simone, her only child, is already an award-winning Broadway and jazz performer, mm-hmm. and she lives in Paris right now. And so we thought that would be the perfect person to bring to incorporate in this effort. And the African American Heritage Commission actually already had a relationship established with the Nina Simone Project. Chris Armbers, he actually runs that out in Tryon, North Carolina. And Angela, I'm gonna pass it off to you because this story is there's so many legs to the story, and you can just, I think, continue on with this part.
Absolutely. So I think what I'll do actually is back up, because I think that helps to shape how we actually came to this very point. So Carly's done an incredible job in explaining how our departments and our agencies came together to collaborate around Nina Simone Weekend in particular. But again, there's a much longer history prior to that. So as Carly mentioned, Nina Simone was born in Tryon, North Carolina. She was born in 1933 in a small home in a residential community in Tryon, North Carolina. And
so is this the same home that she was born in that you're
yes.
preserving? Okay, cool. Uh-huh.
Yes. And so again, that home is still standing. And in fact, after Nina Simone and her family transitioned from that home at different points during the 20th century, that home actually had different owners, so people still lived in that home. And in the 20-teens, there was an owner who essentially took the lead on trying to restore and rehabilitate the home. Mm-hmm. And this owner got in a little over his head, and that home went into foreclosure. And that is when those four artists that Carly mentioned jumped in. Four artists of color from New York City pooled their money together to purchase the home to save it so that it would not end up in the wrong, or rather less than ideal hands. Again, they knew that this space was critical because this is the home that Nina Simone was born in and was raised in. And that's when the National Trust for Historic Preservation got involved. The National Trust for Historic Preservation designated that birthplace a national treasure not too long ago, not too long after that purchase was made. That home was designated a national treasure in the summer of 2017. And again, Carly and I, the North Carolina Arts Council, the African American Heritage Commission, along with our other partner sister divisions like the North Carolina Museum of Art, have been working over the last year to build awareness programming for the Nina Simone National Treasure Childhood Home campaign. That's the formal name of the campaign.
Okay.
And there are a lot of other arms to the campaign because, as Carly mentioned, this is designed to restore and rehabilitate the home. And so there are a number of partners engaged across the state and across the country to help do that work. We are working to build awareness around those efforts.
To build that awareness and raise funds to save Nina Simone's childhood home, the Nina Simone Weekend has been planned. Carly P. Jones and Angela Thorpe will take you day by day with all the details of this fabulous weekend in part 2 of On the Phone with Phyllis.